Yo, it's your boy, General BwnSugar, the man with the voice, and this is the Breakdown YouTube podcast, bringing you the best in the latest news from the music industry. Um, yeah, this is the final episode of this season. Thanks for tuning in for all 6 episodes. Much appreciated. We will be back in the new year for season 2, bringing you um, more great news um, within the music industry and music in general. Bit of a change to the format for the last episode. I've decided that I would just video it because last episode of the season and a bit of a change. So for those out there that don't know what I look like, I mean, you should if you are a good person. You keep up with the GN content if you like it, and you check on the GN Broadcast Network, our YouTube channel, and see the album review show, things like that, other things that I present and things like that. But if you don't and you only catch this, or this is the first episode you've caught, then check out the GN TV YouTube channel after you've watched this show. If you never watched it before, it's all up there for you in a playlist, all 6 episodes. So tell me what you think. Get in touch by on the Twitter at @Graynors_TV or comment that video and follow us at Graynors_TV as well. So first I'd like to apologise for the bad lighting. It isn't my fault. It's just really dark outside, and even though I've got the light on, it's it's not doing any kind of favours. And if I was to open the blind, then it'd be flooded and it'd be too light. So I really can't win here. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, but you can hear me, which is what sort of counts. As even though this is the video for this one, it ain't gonna be too visual, so it ain't got nothing to worry about there. Anyway, let's get into it for episode 6, the final episode of season 1 for the Breakdown YouTube podcast. And here's what has been going on. Here's the best stories from the music industry this week. Don't forget you can catch all articles featured on this show in full at billboard.biz. So first up we have for you Miss Alicia Keys earns 5th #1 on Billboard 200. Alicia Keys crowns the Billboard 200 for the 5th time in her career as her 5th studio album, Girl on Fire, which you now can pick up iTunes and all them good outlets there. Debuted at the top of the list with only 160,000 copies sold, but that was enough to bring her to the top of the Billboard 200, so nice one there. Her last 4 albums led the list, so came out also at top for even 2009's Element of Freedom, which was her last album, launched at #2, so still at the top end, selling 417,000, so quite a bit under half, but still a #1. One for Going on Fire, so nice one there. Alicia, the launch of Girl on Fire is, however, as I thought, the smallest amount of numbers that a Keys album has done, falling, according to Billboard Biz, falling lower than 2005's Unplugged, which set nearly 200,000 copies. That said, the album start is what industry sources had forecasted a week ago, so it's coming on forecast. So Alicia and uh, well, if not Alicia, then her record company would be pleased with that as well. But forecasters had reckoned it'd come in about 145 to 170,000 anyway. Um, so yeah, basically, uh, Girl on Fire, another number one for Alicia Keys, and putting in at least her forecast numbers. So nice one there. Let's say pick it up now on iTunes and all good music outlets that's around the world. Don't forget as well you can pick up your tickets now for the Alicia Keys um, Girl on Fire tour. I think it's called Girl on Fire. The tour um, dropping in the UK sometime in June, and the UK is where I am, and in the US sometime before that. Check on her website, Live Nation, or all those good concert outlets, places to get your information on that. But if you're a Alicia Keys fan, then be sure to cop those tickets. In other news, Wiz Khalifa's album is set for the highest debut on the Billboard 200 charts. On Fig, which was released officially on the 3rd of December, according to Billboard Biz, is set for the highest debut on the Billboard chart. It doesn't look like it'll be number one, but industry sources um, has said that the album should shift about 135,000 to 145,000 copies by the end of the week, end of the tracking week. Sunday, so today, December 9th. That might not be enough though, as Taylor Swift to get to the top, as Taylor Swift's Red, of course, still doing massive numbers, and Rod Stewart's Merry Christmas Baby are both challenging for Khalifa's number one. We'll have an idea of how uh, we are said to have an idea of how Rod is selling about Wednesday when the midweek chart comes. The Billboard 200 Top 10 will be revealed, as I said, on the Wednesday, December 12th. So be sure to look out for that. On December 11th as well, don't forget, if you're a big game fan like me, then support your man by going out and copying or pre-ordering now that Jesus Pieces album from iTunes and all the good retailers like that. I've got mine on pre-order, so can't wait for December 11th to cop that Jesus Pieces, the game's fifth studio album. And last on Interscope, before if his reports are correct, he goes solo and goes on his own label, Rolex Records, with Stat Quo, as I mentioned in last week's episode. So if you want to hear about more about the games, Rolex Records and Stat Quo, then go to episode 5 of the Breakdwn YouTube podcast after you've watched this one. Other albums set for stable bands this week is Kesha's Warrior, which is blowing up. I'm hearing very good things. You know, people expecting massive things from this album. She took 2 years out to work on it hard. I watched a Radio 1 UK interview with Miss Kesha telling the people how hard she has worked on Warrior and why she wanted it to be so perfect, and that and it's certainly got the hype to go with it. Uh, Kesha's projected to sell about 8,000 copies, and Florida Georgia Lines, whoever they are set to sell about 50,000 copies. In industry exec news, Todd Moskowitz steps down from Warner Brothers, and Cameron Strang is the new label head. We talked about this in the very early editions. I think the first or second edition of the Billboard of the Breakdwn YouTube podcast. Sorry. So check out that after you've watched this for more information. Basically, I was talking about the streamlining of Warner Music and what they were doing, changing around the executives, dropping people, hiring people, all this. But this is the confirmation now. 1 month after Rhino Records, uh, 1 month after adding Rhino Records to his responsibility, Warner Chappelle Sherman, which is Warner's publishing arm, writing arm. If you didn't know, Cameron Strang is now adding Warner Brothers record label to his roster, replacing former CEO and president Todd Moskowitz, who has resigned. The company has confirmed in a statement issued late um, on the 6th of December that Rob Cavello and Liva Tortorella, Warner Brothers Records chairman, co-president and CEO respectively, will report directly to Strang. The move means that Strang will oversee all of UMG's West Coast US operations. If some saw Strang's purview, adding Warner Records as a pretend that he was the Warner Music Group's executive, likely to step into the departed UMG Music Chairman's Lawyer Cohen's shoes. Then today can only fuel that speculation. While Moskowitz is regarded as the disciple to Cohen, who left the major in late September, that relationship has not been seen as a factor of departure from Warner. Instead, Moskowitz's exit related to Strang's ascension. Moreover, since the appointment of Rob Carvello, Moskowitz and CEO co-chief operating officer president Liva Tortorella in 2010, Warner's market share for albums plus track equivalent ones have descended from about the 6.19 stood for the weekend in September 12, 2010 to about 5.81 at the current end of 2011. The current level it is at stands at a further drop of 4.72. But Moskowitz is hailed for adding the R&B market share to 3.1% this year from 1.4% in 2009. He is also credited with growing the R&B track share to about 4.35% this year. So far, the team has produced 3 platinum sellers: Michael Bublé's Christmas, the Black Keys album, Brothers and El Camino, and on the urban side, while it is yet to produce gold level sales of album units, it has had several big sellers with Wale, Meek Mill, and G.L. Scott. So mostly all thanks to MMG. And with the advent of Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham adding the OVO brand and now imprint label to Warner and not Universal, that is scheduled to only grow, I am sure. So yeah, basically with the appointment of Cameron Strang, time will tell if Warner have made the right move, and they will go from strength to strength, and those numbers will rise again and rise even further. But for more information on this and all the articles, as I said before, you need to go to billboard.biz. And news about Peter Tosh and his estate. Reggae icon and former Wailers member Mr. Peter Tosh, who has now been made bestowed with an Order of Merit by the Jamaican government, is making moves even in death, really thanks to the diligence of his 10 children and former manager Herbie Miller. Yeah, if you don't know about Peter Tosh, as I say, he was like one of the original founding members of the Wailers, along with, of course, Bob Marley and Buddy Wailer. If you want to know more about the Wailers and the beginnings of Bob Marley, then you should check out Marley if you ain't already. It's out on DVD, out on demand, all that on the internet. So check that out for more Peter Tosh stuff. Yeah, but Tosh himself was always a provocative singer-songwriter in his lyrics, and an unrelenting crusader for the legalisation of weed, the dissolution of South Africa's apartheid regime, and just for in general injustice everywhere. It is said Peter was vilified by politicians and endured many beatings by the police because he spoke the truth, says Tosh's former manager Miller, now the director of the Jamaican Music Museum in Kingston. So we can congratulate those who saw it a necessity to honour him now. But in in my experience, Jamaica's usually really good at recognising its artists and praising them for their achievements posthumously or alive. So they were going to get around to it in the end. The Peter Tosh estate partnered with businessman Kingsley Cooper, chairman of the Entertainment Advisory Board in the Jamaican Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment, for the commemorative concert on October 18th in Kingston. Saw more than 1,000 patrons crammed into Cooper Studio 38, an outdoor venue with a capacity of 600 for the Tosh tribute, which included performances by Tosh's sons, Andrew Tosh and Tosh One, and the harmony trio, the Tamlins, who toured and recorded with Tosh. The estate collaborated with the University of the West Indies for a Tosh symposium, also on October 19th, which would have been Tosh's 68th birthday. Yeah, so basically, like the Bob Marley estate, Tosh's children and former manager want to build a brand, around him, and that's they're working with several companies to try and make apparel and things like that embody the firebrand, basically the spirit of Peter Tosh. So if you want to find out more about Peter Tosh and what he's a state of doing, say check out either Wikipedia for more on Peter Tosh, the Marley documentary, or Billboard.biz. Alright, and in other news, 2 days before the deal expires, Vevo and YouTube offer from agreement. So basically, yeah, this this details and outlines the sort of things that are going on with Vevo and YouTube. So where you get, and like where I get all those hot new music videos and stuff supplied by Vevo, Universal, and YouTube. Yeah, this is about their deal. Basically, it expires today, but no one's in a hurry to sort out a deal officially because it has an automatic 120-day extension. So you're not going to lose out on Vevo for quite a bit yet. Basically, they're fighting over percentages and whatever. Even though, to be fair, it's more of a 75 to partners, 51 split according to Billboard Biz in favour of YouTube's partners, um, and that's where most of Vevo's money comes from right now. Vevo aren't happy with it and basically want more. So hence the whole threat about going to Facebook, Amazon, or MSN, even though that has not materialised yet, but that is why they're and ahhing about setting up a deal. But to be honest, I'm sure they are going to get round to it. As I say, they're not in a hurry now, so don't worry about it. You're not going to suddenly lose your Vevo, well, not at least for 120 days yet. Anyway, so as I say, if you want to read more up on this article along with the rest of them, then check out billboard.biz. And Kesha's Warrior, as I said, is headed for the top 10. Taylor Swift set for a #1 return, apparently, to the top of the Billboard 200. After vacating the top slot for about 3 weeks, Miss Taylor Swift is coming back, as she did with her first album, I think, as I said in an earlier episode. It is set to return to #1. But the current week isn't over yet, but industry forecasters suggest that Miss Swift, who is signed to Big Machine Records, will swoop back into the #1 slot, selling about 170,000 to 180 on going in. Those along with industry forecasts that what I'm forecasting. So I reckon, well, they're saying 160. I'm reckoning it'll come in about 180, 190. Next week, putting it back at #1. But we'll find out on Wednesday, as I said, December 12th. when the numbers come in. We're bowed out at 6 weeks. After 6 weeks at number one, selling 1.2 million in its first 2 weeks of sales, the largest week for album sales since Eminem's show in 2002. Which was the last album to rack up such a large frame. That did 1.32 million in its first week at number one and charted that in June 15, 2002. So far, Red has moved a total of 2.2 million copies in its total sales, making it the year's second biggest selling album. Adele, of course, still leads with 21 at 4.2 million. As for the rest of the week, as I said before, Wiz Khalifa's On Fig is to about around 135,000, so probably going to come in at 150, I say. Rod Stewart's Merry Christmas Baby is running again for the number 2 slot. The tally's second highest is going to come from Warrior. As I say, industry says about 80 to 90. I'll say about 75 to 100. So either just under or just a bit more. Placing it around the number 5 position, so easily within the top 10. As for the rest of the top 10, you got Sugar at number 4, One Direction's Take Me Home, and Alicia Keys' Girl on Fire for the 6th slot. Blake Shelton's Cheers, Christmas at number 7. Country duo Florida Georgia Line, country duo rather. Here's Good Times at number 8, and Phillips, The World from the Side of the Moon at number 9, and Rihanna's Apologetic only dropped to number 10 after at least a week being at number 1. So, okay, that's what I like about the Billboard chart compared to the shitty British chart. It's got a lot of diversity and good stuff in there. That's why I follow it very well. So yeah, if you want to see more on this article, as I said, and how the chart breaks down, then it's billboard.biz. You're gonna need to check out these articles. Miss Cheryl Cole, former X Factor judge and British recording artist from girl group Girls Aloud, is suing Blue Orbit Productions, the makers of the US show, for 2.3 million, reportedly, for basically not getting the amounts of money she was promised in her contract, even regardless of being fired. So basically, yeah, she is going for the rest of the money that she's owed. She was paid $1.8 million for the first season, but not paid the additional $2 for the second, or the other money she was promised for her expenses. She was promised $100,000 for a wardrobe allowance, which was a one-time payment, or some $20,000 one-time allowance for a hairstylist, and $15,000 a month for a hotel or an LA apartment, and $2,500 for a monthly living allowance. The contract allegedly called for Blue Orbit to reimburse Cheryl for the cost of her personal security, as well as first class tickets, non-ship airline tickets between London and LA. So they promised her a lot. Besides what I can't believe she's old, and it sounds like she probably is, to be fair. Then obviously that's for interest on the money. Why? I don't know about getting the interest. Legal fees, fair enough. And further release, uh, further relief, as the court um, may just deem it appropriate. Billboard Biz attempts to contact Blue Orbit were unsuccessful. And the concert news: Rick Ross Maybach music tour, group tour cancelled. So if you was looking forward to that, if you were looking forward to that Rose tour, you know, seeing your Wale, seeing all of your MMG crew, and if you had tickets to see the show, then yeah, you'll be getting a refund because that is not happening now. The tour has been pretty much plagued by problems. Pretty much from the get go. Rose's rep confirmed yesterday that the remaining dates for the MMG tour have been cancelled. The date includes Sunday in Nashville, the 12th in Memphis, and the 13th in Houston, as well as the 15th in Detroit. The 23-day US tour, which is later extended to go through to December 16th, has been cancelled due to lack of organisation on what Rose's reps say is Live Nation's part, which is hard to believe. Rose did apologise to the fans and say that he will get back to the cities. Ross said, I enjoyed my experience with my little bros, Wale and Meek Mill, and I'm ready to get back to the studio to make some more good music. Reports of the cancellation of the MMG tour came a day after Ross cancelled 2 shows in North Carolina, soon after the news broke on Thursday. Reports came after the rapper cancelled shows due to threats from the Gangster Disciple Street Gang, local news outlet WCNC and other report outlets report beef between Ross and the Gangster Disciples stirs from his mention of the gang's imprisoned leader. Larry Hoover in BMF. Yeah, I remember the song. So basically, he was saying that he thinks he's Larry Hoover, but yeah, and the gang obviously took offence to that. So bad man, I see. Well, you ain't that much of a bad man because you're scared, but whatever. But yeah, so gutted for those Rick Ross fans, and I was gutted anyway when I found out he wasn't coming to Europe. So, but yeah, but if you've got those tickets, you're going to be refunded. And lastly, but no means least, we're going to talk about the Grammys, and I'm going to run down who's nominated for what. As I say, don't forget you can see the full list right now on Billboard.biz. So let's get to it. These are the Grammy nominations for 2012. The Grammys will take place at LA's Staples Center on February 10th. Album of the year, we have El Camino, The Black Keys, Some Nights Fun, Babble, Mumford and Sons, Channel Orange, Frank Ocean, which I'll be rooting for, and Blunderbuss, Jack White, which also sounds like a really good album from what I've heard of it. Record of the Year, Lonely Boy by the Black Keys, Stronger, Why Does It Kill You, Miss Clearly Clarkson, We Are Young, of course, Fun and Janelle Monáe, Somebody We Used to Know, Got Ye, featuring Kimber, Thinking About You, Frank Ocean, Yay, and Never Ever Getting Back Together, Miss Taylor Swift. Best New Artist, Alabama Shakes, Fun and the Haze, The Lumineers, and Frank Ocean. Song of the Year, The A-Team, Ed Sheeran, who is also the songwriter. Dawn Miguel, Call Me Maybe, Miss Carly Rae Jepsen, which I'm rooting for. Stronger It Doesn't Kill You, Kelly Clarkson. We Are Young by Fun. Best Pop Solo Performance, Adele. Stronger It Doesn't Kill You, Kelly Clarkson. Calling Me Maybe Again, Yay, Miss Carly Rae Jepsen. Wide Awake, Katy Perry. And Where Have You Been, Rihanna. Best Pop Duo Performance, Shake It Out, Florence and the Machine, We Are Young, Fun, featuring Janelle Monáe. Someone That I Used to Know, Got You, featuring Kimber. Sexy and I Know It, LMA, FAO, Payphone, Maroon 5, Wiz Khalifa. Best Rap Performance, Hold On, Alabama Shakes, Lonely Boy, Black Keys, Charlie Brown, Coldplay, I Will Wait, Mumford and Sons, and We Take Care of Our Own, The Boss, Bruce Springsteen. Best Rock Metal Performance, I'm Alive, Anthrax, Love Bites, Hailstorm, Brothers, Iron Maiden, Ghost Walking, Lamb of God, No Reflection, Marilyn Manson, and Whose Life Is It Anyway, Megadeth. Best Rock Anthem, we got El Camino, Milo Zalato, Coldplay, Second Law, Muse, Wrecking Ball, The Boss, Bruce Springsteen, so Bruce is probably going to win that one, and Blunderbuss, Jack White. Best Rock Song, Freedom at 21, Jack White, I Will Wait, Mumford and Sons, Lonely Boy, Black Keys, Madness, Muse, and We Take Care of Our Own, Bruce Springsteen. Best Alternative Music Album, The Ida Wheel Is Wiser Than the Driver of the Screw, and the Whipping Cords Will Serve You More Than Ropes. Will Ever Do, Miss Fiona Apple, the fabled Fiona Apple. Bipolar, Bjork, Making Mirrors, Got You, Hurry Up and Dream, Hurry Up, We're Dreaming, M83, Bad As Me, Tom Walls. Best Dance and Electronica album, you got Wonderland, Steve Aoki, Don't Think Chemical Brothers, didn't know they had a new album, huh? Need to check that out. The album title goes Here, Dead Mouse, Fire and Ice Cascade. I like one song in particular, Fire and Ice, and that is a song he did with Skylar Grey. It's absolutely wicked tune. Bangarang, Skrillex, which will probably win, unfortunately. Best R&B performance, you got Thank You by Estelle. Gonna Be Right, FDB, Robert Glasper, Experiment featuring Ledsey. I Want You, Luke James, Dawn Miguel, Climax, Usher. Fortune, Chris Brown. This is for Best Contemporary Album. Fortune, Chris Brown, Kaleidoscope Dream, or Channel Orange. That for me, I want. I would have to say Kaleidoscope Dream, Miguel. Even though I love Channel Orange as well, yeah, it has to be Kaleidoscope Dream. I love Fortune as well, but out of that, Kaleidoscope Dream just has to be. In fact, all the ones that Miguel is nominated for me, it has to be Kaleidoscope Dream. I'm gutted that I didn't manage to get tickets to go and see him when he hits Europe in January. Absolutely gutted. Best R&B album, Black Radio. The but Gospel Experience, Back to Love, Anthony Hamilton, Write Me Back, R. Kelly, Beautiful Surprise, Tamia, Open Invitation, Tyrese, Best R&B Song, Adorn, Miguel, Beautiful Surprise, Tamia, Heart Attack, Trey Songs, Pray For Me, Andy Hamilton, or Refill. My picks for that Best R&B Songs have to be Adorn and Refill by Elvana. Best Rap Song Collaboration, Wild Ones, Flo Rida, featuring Sia, The Church of the Wild, Kanye West, Frank Ocean and The Dream. Tonight, The Best You Ever Had, John Legend and Ludacris. Cherry Wine, Nas featuring Amy Winehouse. Took that to Rihanna featuring Jay-Z. Best Rap Performance, Hell Yeah, You Fucking Right. Drake featuring Lil Wayne, Simply Has to Win. Niggas in Paris, Nas and Jay-Z. I'm sorry, Jay-Z and Kanye. Daughters, Nas. She's a wicked tune. Mercy, Kanye West. That's gotta win. Big Sean, Pusha T and 2 Chainz. And I Do, Young Jeezy, Jay-Z and Andre 3000. Best rap album, of course, it has to be Take Care for me. Food and Liquor 2, The Great American Rap Album, Lupe Fiasco. Life is Good, Nas. Under the Roots, God Forgives I Don't, Rick Ross, and Based on a True Story. That is a tough category, but really out of that, even though I love God Forgives I Don't, Based on a True Story, of course, 2 Chainz, and haven't heard Lupe Fiasco's new one yet, but I'm sure it's amazing. But for me, because it couldn't be nominated, it just missed out on the nomination window last year when it was released. It has to be Take Care, simply, it has to be. It should be an R&B really, because it is, for me, it is more of an R&B album, but it's got to win, it's a tough category, but I really want it to win, so, fingers crossed for Drake there. Best rap song, you got Daughters, Nas, Lotus Flower Bomb has to win here. Mercy, Kanye West, and 2 Chainz, Big Sean as well. The Motto, again another tough category. Niggas in Paris, Jay-Z, Kanye, Young Wild and Free, Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, and Bruno Mars. If Kanye and that don't win, then I'm sure Kanye will have like another outburst or something. Best Latin pop album, Independente, Ricardo Arjona, Illusion, Francesco, Cani Garcia, Juan C. Qualameno, Jesse Joy, MTV Plugs, Juanes. Best Country Solo Performance, we have Holmes, Dierks Bentley, Springsteen, Eric Church, Cost of Living, Ronnie Dunn, Wanted, Hunter Hayes, Over, Blake Shelton, and Blown Away, the beautiful Miss Carrie Underwood. Best Country Duo Performance, Even If It Breaks Your Heart, Eli Young Band, Pontoon, Little Big Town, Safe and Sound, Miss Taylor Swift and the Civil Wars, On the Outskirts of Town, The Time Jumpers. I just come here for the music. Don Williams and Alistair, of course. Best country album you have Uncaged, the Zac Brown Band, Hunter Hayes by Hunter Hayes. Living in the Song, a tribute to Hank Cohen, Jamie Johnson. For the Record, Miranda Lambert, Time Jumpers, The Time Jumpers. Best Americana album, The Carpenter, The Everett Brothers, From the Ground Up, John Flowright, The Lumineers, Bible, Mumford and Sons, Slipstream, Bonnie Rash. For me, because they are sort of they're from around Europe, there it has to be Mumford and Sons for me. Best Spoken Word album, American Grown, Michelle Obama. Back to Work, We Need. We need a smart government for a strong economy. Bill Clinton, seriously, I'm kidding. Ellen DeGeneres. And Society's Child, my autobiography. Janice Ian. Best comedy album, you got Blade Parts Off, Jimmy Fallon. True Independent Live in Concert, Margaret Cho, that'd be good. In God We Trust, Lewis Black, Kathy Griffin, Theme of First Class, Mr. Universe, Jim Griffin, and The Rise of the Phoenix, Tenacious D. So that is the full rundown of the Grammy nominations. If you want to see again who's up for what, go to billboard.biz right now. And that concludes the 6th and last episode of season 1 for the Breakdwn YouTube podcast, bringing you the best in industry news. I've been your boy, the General BwnSugar. We will be back in the new year for season 2. Check out all of the content that we have got on the GNTV YouTube channel. Look out for the rise of Grey Noise Radio as it comes back in the new year. As well, don't forget to submit your material if you're an artist. Like and subscribe all of our stuff, and we will see you in the new year. Peace.
Yeah. It's another 40.